This is a 2019 to 2022 Chevy and GMC Crew cab rear, 60/40 bottom, bench top, with no storage doors or arm. So we're going to start with the bottom first. It is a 60/40, so that means that 60% is on the driver's side and 40% is on the passenger side. You'll know which one is the driver's side because, for one, it's going to be a lot bigger, but also our logo is always on the corner. So you can lift the seat up. One of the first things you're going to want to do is push this seat belt down because it gets in your way. So you can see it's down there. But there's also this elastic. So you want to undo that elastic. You put it up. It's a lot easier to get this on. You can kind of just put it on like a sleeve. These Velcro bits are going to go on the top. This one's really easy to tell because it's a two-tone, but solid colors, that's how you'll know. When you pretty much have it on there, you don't want to pull it back. Make sure it's around the corner there on both sides. This side's more important. Make sure it's around the corner because this corner is not really prevalent. Make sure it's really around the corner on this side. These are the child restraints. You're going to make sure to push material underneath them and not above them. Then you'll see it come down here at the bottom. Just going to want to pull that through, make it nice and tight on both sides. So then you can flip this up so it doesn't attach so much. And you just pull it tight and attach it to the fuzz. So you can see this side is done. We can see this bubble here. If it bubbles at all, just loosen the side, pull it up, and retighten it until that bubble's gone and it's smooth across. Then pull this down, just lay it flat across. You pull it down, looks pretty nice. Alright, make sure this is lined up with the seatbelt holes. Sometimes you can get a little crooked and then it just covers it up, or it's not all lined up. So if that looks lined up, the cover's straight. Next thing we're doing is the headrests. This is a button on the sides, you can drop them. Makes them pretty easy to install. You just open them up. These little Velcros are going to go on the front. And you just slide it on like a sleeve. And make sure you don't get too caught up on this button on the side here. See, you can actually tuck the material around the button once you get it lined up. And then there are these really small buttons. You push the buttons, then you push the button on the side to fold it in half, and you pick it up. See, obviously it's not all the way done, so you can adjust it. Once it looks pretty good, you just fold these Velcros back. And that's pretty much it. The other headrest will install the exact same way. The buttons are on the same side on both headrests, so it won't matter which one you use. Then there's the middle headrest. Middle headrest, just like the other one, Velcro in the front. And it goes on pretty similarly. It's a little bit harder to put on than the other one. Then, once you got it off, similarly to the other one, take the Velcros, push them back. So the last part of this is the bench top. It has buckles, so we're going to want to take those off first. Put them to the side. Now this doesn't fold down at all. After we take those buckles off, we want to pull the seatbelt out and tuck it behind. So there's these little straps up here. Those kind of get in the way for later, so it's really easy to just move them out of the way. Move that out of the way. Move them out of the way. Okay. And then we're going to want to put all of these, line them up with this, with the holes on the cover. Push it around the corner. It doesn't have to be super great right now. And then you want to push the cover underneath these. These ones are really tight to the seat, so I would recommend using some kind of tucker tool, or a butter knife would work, a dull one. You don't want to cut the covers. The important thing with these buttons though is that they have these buttons on the side. So all 6 of these headrest holes are going to have the button on this side. You don't want to damage that button, so we're always going to start on that side first. You see, it is tucked through like so. We're going to want to do that to the other 5. So now that we got all the headrest holes poked through, we're going to look at these corners here. So, really important thing to these covers is getting them around the corner. This seatbelt sometimes gets in the way, so you can just kind of put it upside down right there and it'll stay. And then once you get around the corner on both sides, you can kind of tuck it back behind, get it in between these here. Once again, if you need it, you could use a tucker tool of some kind. Then when we get to the seatbelt, we're going to want to tuck. See, there's material, and then here's the plastic. Tuck the material, the cover in between that. Like so. They look a little bit loose right now. When we pull it down and tighten, it'll look really good. So the next step is putting this through the back to tighten up this edge. So back to these child restraints right there. These child restraints, if exposed, will be on the top of this cover. This guy does not have them exposed, so we don't really have to worry about them. We can just cover them up. So you're going to want to lift this up, push the long Velcro through. Lifting this up at the bottom makes it easier. Make sure you get around the corner. So you can kind of pull that down. And up here you can mold it around the corner. Pulling it down just kind of tightens it a little bit. This is this child restraint here, so we're going to want to push it there. But if you're having a hard time getting it through here with just this hand, you can go around to pull it up. And send it through the back where my other hand is. And you'll get it right there. So you're going to want to pull it up. And then, still holding it, you're pretty much just going to want to fold this over onto that piece of Velcro like so. And then we can tuck that in a little bit. We can still see some bunchiness. We can actually fix this for the majority right now by pulling the rest of the cover all the way down. And we can see it already looks a lot nicer. Next, we're going to grab the buckles from earlier, pull up both seats. So, right here, where the 60 ends and the 40 begins, you're going to want to feel back here, and you can kind of feel a hard edge. See this hard edge? We're going to take the buckle and put it on that hard edge. It's not like the buckle sound where it's going to have that click, as if you put it around a bar. You're just going to put it around, pull it tight. Then pull it up and fold the seat cover around it. Like so. This other side's really similar. However, got this big child restraint in the way. So if you can't quite reach your hand in to get it around, you can always go from the side. This is actually just the other side of the same piece that one went on. So similarly, pick it up, pull it tight, and then fold this on. Like so. Then we get the finished product right there. Rock on.